There we go. Um, my name is Dawn Wotherspoon, and I am the owner of Club Minx. That's where I believe some of you are coming from, is within the Club Minx community. But also, we did share this personally on our networks as well. So, if you're coming from the extended community, I welcome you as well. I am also a coach, and I do a lot of work in the areas of mindfulness, stress management, meditation. So, in all that we're all going through in these last couple weeks, especially here in Canada, I just really wanted to put something together to offer support as a resource. And so that's really what tonight is about. I have a few notes kind of written down of some things that I want to share that I think could be of value. But it's really just kind of an informal invitation to spend some time going inward collectively together. And, I'll share some of my tips and suggestions for just beginners starting out in meditation. Maybe all of this has brought you to a realization that it is time to do some stress management, to find ways to release everything that's going on in your body and your mind right now. And so I'm so glad that you're here. And I'm really proud of everyone who has taken the step to do something positive for themselves. So yes, my encouragement for tonight is really to reach for a calmer mind. So sometimes, when we're in these periods of going through a lot of stress, a lot of change, when we think about reaching for a positive mind, it can be almost like an impossible task, right? Like, I would like to feel really positive right now, but I just don't. And so reaching for a positive mind might feel like quite a stretch, as well as reaching for a really calm mind or a peaceful mind, right? A quiet mind. That might feel like a stretch as well. Like, there's just so much going on that I don't know that I can actually reach for a quiet mind right now. So my invitation to you, and what I've been reminding myself over these last couple weeks, is just reach for a quieter mind, a calmer mind, a peaceful mind, a little bit more than what we're experiencing now, right? Even if we can take where we're feeling right now and just feel a little bit better, that's the best that we can do right now. And so giving ourselves permission to say, it's okay if I don't feel really positive or happy. I'm not even going to try to reach for that right now, but I am just going to reach for something a little bit calmer than what I have been feeling today, the last few weeks. So that's really my invitation to you. I just want you to kind of think for a moment, bring your awareness to really what your body, your mind has been going through the last couple of weeks, right? You've likely been experiencing some fight, flight, or freeze moments. I know I sure have over the last few weeks, as well as just lots of change, lots is happening. And there have just been those moments where I could feel my body shifting into fight or flight, or the stress response, right? And really, as that response in our body kicks in, it definitely does some really interesting things. It produces a lot of stress chemicals, right? That we aren't even aware of, that are naturally released in the body when we're in stressful situations. So stress chemicals start to pump throughout our body. And those really do serve us when we're in a life-threatening situation, like if we're being chased by a wild animal, or there's a urgent life-threatening situation right in the moment, then those stress chemicals are there, our natural body's response to kick in and help us in that moment. But we haven't really, for many of us, been experiencing life-threatening stress. It may has felt that way, but in the moment, our life hasn't been threatened in the moment. So we've been experiencing emotional or mental stress. And so as we do that, and as fear kind of is kicking in, we have all these chemicals running through our body, and that puts a lot of extra pressure on our body, right? That puts a lot of extra pressure. And so some of the things I've just observed in my own physical body is I've been experiencing more fatigue, like just feeling really, really tired. Last night it really hit me, and I felt so exhausted by like 9 p.m. If you're experiencing some of that as well, just real fatigue, that's totally normal. That's part of the stress response. Fogginess, just mental kind of trouble focusing, very, very common, right? If you're experiencing, any physical symptoms like headaches or even chest pains, things like that, all of these responses are very common as this like stress chemical cocktail runs through our body kind of over and over as we've been navigating um, all that we're going through over the last few weeks. And so for me, again, it showed up in fatigue, as well as today was just an excruciating headache, just a really, really bad headache that nothing really would tackle. I actually needed to take a moment to have a little bit of a lay down in the day. So my body's definitely feeling the feels from all of this, despite, I still have been practicing a lot of stress management techniques and still I've been experiencing it. So I just encourage you to kind of give some consideration to what your body is going through as you navigate all of this as well, and really understand that the best thing that we can do for our bodies right now is to help find some ways to reduce this stress response, to slow it down, to cope with it. That's the best that we can do right now. And the nice thing about that is, as we start to reach for things like meditation and other practices that help us kind of balance out what we're experiencing, we are really supporting our immune system. Our immune system is able to stay strong and healthy when we're in a peaceful state. When we're in stress response over and over again, our body is using energy to produce those stress chemicals, right? It's using up energy stores to help protect us in that moment. So it takes away energy from our immune system. And that's why some of us can have a lower immune system if we're in chronic stress all the time. So, how can we help our bodies? How can we support ourselves during this time? Reach for ways to slow that stress response down or to cope with it as it's happening. That's all that we can really do right now. And so I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad this is what we're doing tonight, right? And a very positive step for yourself, for your body, to help yourself through this right now. And this is what I love so much about, meditation, the practice of meditation. When I was really first starting out with this practice years ago, I'll share that it wasn't easy. I definitely had a lot of thoughts come in as I was trying to sit down to meditate. My body was uncomfortable as I was trying to sit down and be still. And, I had a lot of mind chatter going on. And I just want you to share that if you're beginning with the practice, that's totally and completely normal. So even as I lead us through an experience tonight, if you are struggling to follow along, or you have lots of thoughts coming in all the time, that's completely normal. As a meditation teacher, I lead classes and I lead workshops, and the most common thing that I hear is that, I've sat down, I've tried, I just couldn't quiet my mind. And I don't think my brain works that way. My mind just doesn't work that way. I'm too busy, right? Too busy thinking about a million things. And I always reassure people that, one, we all have a similar, way that our brain works, right? We all have those intrusive thoughts kind of coming in, the mind chatter coming in, and it's just a matter of practicing. It's just a matter of training really our body and our mind to start slowing down. And we can do that. And it does take some practice, but my encouragement again is just to be patient. If this is new for you, if you've never meditated before, and you're reaching out and trying something new today to help yourself, my encouragement again is just to allow yourself to be a beginner, right? Just allow yourself to experience whatever it is that you are going to experience tonight in this practice, and know that you can keep practicing, right? Tomorrow, the next day, incorporating this in. And as you do, it will just get easier. You'll send the signal to your body and your mind that you're training it, and it will begin to relax even more naturally. Just going to grab a sip of my tea. So yes, in my notes, I just wrote down, tonight I want you to give yourself permission to just be a beginner, set aside any expectations, and also set aside any judgments, right? Any self-judgments If you're like, holy cow, I was distracted the whole time, I struggled to focus and sit still, that's okay, right? Just allow yourself to experience it. Sometimes we have to get through those uncomfortable experiences when we're starting something new. I know a couple years ago, I was training for a 10K Sask marathon. And like the first few runs for the first few weeks was wildly uncomfortable. And so it's a similar thing when we're picking up a new skill, when we're learning something new. It just, our body, goes through this uncomfortable kind of stage. And so if you're experiencing that tonight, if this is new for you, that's okay. Just give yourself permission to be that beginner. Awesome. Okay. And what else did I want to say before we get started? Um, Ways that we can support ourselves, as we are reaching for those ways to kind of calm down, ways to find some coping mechanisms, some stress management mechanisms. When it comes to meditation, the really beautiful thing is that there are now so many resources available. We have, guided meditations that personally are my favorite. I find them the easiest to focus when there is just a lot going on. If I'm feeling really calm and have had a really great week and there's been a lot of spaciousness and I'm not stressed out at all, then I might be able to use like a breathing technique, or just listening to nature sounds. Those types of things might help me be able to get into that space. But to be honest, I really like guided meditations where I'm listening to someone leading me on a journey, and providing some instruction, right? It just takes away the real need to focus myself. And when we're going through stressful times, that focus just isn't there. It's natural for it not to be, right? And so, again, guided meditations would be my encouragement to reach for during this time. And the beautiful thing is there's lots of free resources available. There's, of course, lots of apps that you can play with as well. YouTube, I listen to a lot of guided meditations on YouTube as well. Of course, reach for the ones that don't have commercials. Always, that's kind of a personal learning lesson that I had when I was listening to one, getting nice and cozy in that meditative kind of state, and then a loud commercial kind of came on, took me right out of it. I just chuckle about it, but I kind of share that suggestion. Look for ones that don't have any ads or commercials. Of course, iTunes has some really beautiful guided meditations as well. And you don't need many, right? I would just have, a couple that you have access to either on your phone or, on your computer or something that you can go to. I usually rotate between maybe 2 or 3 different ones, my favorites, right? My go-tos when I really like the person's voice. I like the journey they've led me on, and I can just relax through them. So, you don't have to make any big investments or purchases with this. I would just find a couple, right? And there's lots of free ones available. So, as well, excuse me, as supporting yourself with finding some guided meditations, my encouragement is think about getting your body really comfortable. The last thing that you want to experience when you are sitting down or laying down to do a meditation is your body being uncomfortable and talking back to you. So, find the position that's really comfortable for you. We often see these images of people sitting really erect, really upright. They're in these, lotus positions and they're meditating. You see the typical, hands out and they're sitting nice and straight. And the thing is, like, if that feels good for you, awesome, go for it. But personally, I definitely don't look like that when I'm meditating, and I don't want you to feel like you have to either. Get your body nice and comfortable. Find a comfortable seat or chair in your house. If it feels good to lay down, that's great too. If you've been having trouble sleeping in the last couple weeks and you use meditation to drift off to sleep, beautiful. I also encourage people to do it during their day, during their workday, even taking a break, to give your body some rest and recovery, active recovery, even when you are awake, right? Can be a beautiful gift as well. So yes, get your body into a nice, comfortable position. Use the washroom before, so you don't have that on your mind as well. And think about things like the temperature, right? I love to have a cozy blanket on my lap, or a sweater or something. Yeah, just getting the temperature in the room really nice and comfortable. Consider lighting. You know, if you have a salt lamp or some candles that are like battery operated. Those can like set a really nice, beautiful glow. Our body does something really interesting when it starts to get dark out, right? Our body produces melatonin naturally when it gets starts to get darker out, and melatonin helps our body start to relax. And so, you know, when we're meditating, if we want our body to relax, one of the nice things that we can do is turn down the lights, right? Dim the lights down and help our body start to produce some of those relaxing hormones that will make it easier on us to sit and meditate, right? So dimming the lights. I don't recommend live candles when you're going to close your eyes for 15 to 20 minutes unsupervised. I've had participants give feedback. One lady, something did actually start on fire. Thankfully she opened her eyes and caught it before it spread. But yeah, maybe avoid the live candles if when you're going to close your eyes for an extended period of time. But battery ones for sure, or salt lamps can be beautiful, or just dimming the lights and having a nice lamp on. If you have kids at home, if you're like me and have kids at home, we've got a 7-year-old Ella and Sadie who's 4, and they're home now. And we're all working from home most of the time. And so I'm pulling out my eye mask, my sleeping eye mask. I use that. I'm using my headphones, and I'm asking my spouse, my husband, for support when I am doing a meditation, just to kind of watch the girls so that they aren't coming in and out all the time. But you really can carve out and make an environment for yourself, even when there's just a lot of busyness going on in your household, if you try. So Dollar Store has those eye masks that black out the light, and a set of headphones and your phone, and you've got what you need really to play a guided meditation, even if everyone is home. So just a little encouragement with that we can get creative if we absolutely have to. Of course, if we can have a beautiful meditation space or room and have all the things, awesome. But right now, we're going to make the best of what we have, and it is still possible, I promise you. Background music is always beautiful to have on. Sometimes when you're listening to a guided meditation, there will be background music. Fortunately, on Zoom, it doesn't translate well when there is background music playing here in my space. It comes across really choppy. So I don't have any on right now for us tonight. So if you want to put some soft background music on in your space, then as I'm guiding us through the meditation, you'll have that, just playing nicely in the background. That can also help block out any if there are kids or other members of your family at home, it might block out a little bit of noise as well. So if that feels good to you, put on some nature sounds or some gentle background music, can really add right to the experience as well. What else do I have down here? A few other things. Oh, ways to prepare before meditation. So sometimes, again, we go from a really active thinking state, right? We've just been doing a project, or maybe if we're doing this at work, we've been thinking a lot, or we've had a stimulating conversation, or unfortunately, maybe we've been on social media and reading about all these things, and now we're in this state, right? And then if we go to settle down and try to prepare our body for meditation, if we're in a stress response state right then, it will naturally be challenging to relax and settle down. It's almost like working against our natural anatomy. If we're in fight or flight, it just isn't the time for our body to be able to slow down and relax, right? And so what I encourage you to do to make it a little bit easier on yourself is just when you are preparing to do a meditation, take even the 15 or 10 minutes before to start getting a little bit prepared for it. It will just make it so much easier when you do sit down or lay down to meditate. And so some things that I've been playing with for that is I'll pull up my journal and do some journaling, if that feels good. Um, I'm not sure if anyone has heard of EFT tapping, emotional freedom technique, I believe it's called tapping. But if you haven't heard of it, I would definitely put that down on the little list of things to search after this or tomorrow or in the days coming, EFT tapping, for stress relief, for releasing fear, for releasing anxiety, for releasing worry. EFT tapping is, if I understand it, I'm not a practitioner, but I sure have been leaning on this tool in the last little while, so this is why I bring it forward. It's essentially we're tapping some acupressure points on the body, and we're just talking out the emotions that we're feeling as we do that. And again, there are guided, really beautiful guided resources for free online. When you do some of these searches, hit up YouTube for it. But EFT tapping can be really nice to do before a meditation session. If you do 5 minutes of this tapping before you go to sit to meditate, you're really just helping your body get prepared to relax is what we're doing. So complementing those two tools together can be awesome. Like I said, I've been leaning on EFT tapping a lot over the last couple weeks for sure. It's got so many great uses, but I can share some links as well. One of my favorites actually that I really like, he's just a quirky dude, but he's on YouTube, his name is Brad Yates. He's got a ton, hundreds of just free videos on YouTube following along to his EFT tapping. And it's awesome. Like I said, for stress relief, anxiety, worry. So I've been pulling those out. I encourage you to pull them out too. I can share some resources as well. The most important thing, I guess, through all of this is I just want you to know, I guess, that there are things that you can do to help yourself. Right? In situations where there is a lot going on outside that feels out of control, the only control we really do have is how are we going to help ourselves respond to this? What can I do in this moment to help myself? What can I do to boost my immune system so I stay healthy? What can I do so I can think clearly and make the best decisions that I can for myself and my family right now? How can I support myself and bring the energy that I want to into our households, into our businesses, and do the best job that we can as everything else is going on around us? And so we can, right? We really can do some very powerful things to help ourselves. Meditation is one of them, and supporting ourselves by making it easier to meditate is important. So just by taking some little steps, like with some of these tips, hopefully you'll start to feel a little bit more of a sense of control, like I am doing something. I'm doing something positive for myself, right? And for my energy, for my vibration by taking some of these steps. So hopefully that helps just provide a bit of a sense of calm. Awesome. The last thing, I guess, before we go into our meditation that I just encourage you to consider is that we really are in this beautiful relationship with our body vessel. I like to share a little bit about this in the meditation classes that I teach and workshops that I lead, is this understanding that we're in relationship with this body vessel, right? We really can support it. We have 50 trillion cells in this body vessel, and they're all working together. But guess what? They take instruction and direction from ourselves, right? From our consciousness. So we can guide them, right? We can lead them. We can be a leader for our own physical body, and we can lead them towards wellness. We can lead them towards health. So if you are healing from a cold or this virus, you can guide your body to heal. You can guide your body to reach for wellness. You can guide your body to reach for more calm, more peace, right? So I want you to know that you are empowered that way, that you are in this relationship and you are the leader of this body. And again, it's up to you to make these steps. And I'm so glad that you're here taking this really positive step. But I want you to know that amidst all of it, you are in control of this body vessel. And you know what? I just decided, right? I'm not going to get this. I'm just not going to get this. I'm not going to get sick right now. And that's how I'm leading my body. I'm reaching for wellness. I'm putting my thoughts towards wellness, health, peace, and that's it. That's all I can do right now. So join me in that mission as we do that. All right, beautiful souls. So tonight, I'm going to lead us through a little grounding and then a guided meditation. I'm going to leave a little space after for question and answers. Maybe you have some things that come up throughout the meditation you want to ask me about, or you know, I'm open to any questions, any stress management questions. I'll share what I'm using, as much knowledge as I can, or point you in the direction of some resources, but we're going to leave some time for that. Follow along tonight as best you can. Again, give yourself permission to just experience whatever it's going to be. Have a lightheartedness to this experience, right? As those distracted thoughts come in, you find yourself all of a sudden thinking about something that you read or what you're getting for groceries tomorrow or whatever it is. I really encourage you to think about those thoughts kind of like clouds passing by in the sky. As you notice that you've drifted off and are focusing on something different, just allow that thought to pass by in the sky, return back to my voice, return back to my guidance, my instruction. And that's going to happen. It's going to happen over and over and over again, most likely. And that's the journey of meditation. It happens to everyone. All of us are similar in that sense. When we come into a meditation session, if we are experiencing a lot of stress, it's a little harder to focus. That's just the honest truth. So if you have a lot of distracted thoughts today, be patient. Just be patient with yourself, right? Be patient with your body and allow it to be what it'll be. You're still doing good, even if you have 100 or 1,000 distracted thoughts. As we sit to meditate and practice today, that's okay. So just no judgment, okay? Just let it be what it'll be. A few final things before we get started. If you want to place some background music on, I would do that. Dim the lights if that feels good for you. And also, I encourage you to just turn off any notifications on your phone, your computer, whatever. That way, there's nothing really distracting you right in the middle as you finally get to a peaceful state. And then, boom, there's a notification showing up. So take a few steps and we'll get started right away. Okay, awesome. I'm going to put my notes away. Settle into this, have a little drink, and then we'll get started. All right, so shifting in your seat until you find that really nice, comfortable resting spot. Shift around, connect your sit bones to the chair or the floor below you. Or if you're laying down, just snuggle in, feel nice and comfy and snuggle in into your bed below you or the couch below you if you're laying down. And I invite you, whenever you feel ready, you can close your eyes and just start to connect with your breath. And I'm just going to stop my video here. That way you're not tempted to have to watch. You can just close your eyes and know that it's us connecting right now. Let's just start connecting in with that breath now. Just finding that comfortable inhale, exhale flow. Using our breath as this signal to our body, to our mind, that it is time and it is okay to start slowing down. My encouragement is just to draw out that exhale a little bit longer. Again, using that as a signal to our body, to our mind, that it is safe in this moment to start slowing down. Taking a moment here just to call in all the different aspects of ourselves into this moment. Calling in our past self, our future self, and our higher self. Welcoming every part of ourselves into this present moment. Feeling a returning home into this body vessel. bringing an image to mind of some beautiful, strong roots extending down from your tailbone, down into the earth's surface below you. Seeing your roots nice and strong and healthy, just like the roots of a tree. Thick, brown, even hairy roots, sinking deeper into the ground below you. Seeing these roots spreading nice and wide and sinking deeper. Deeper through the dirt and the clay, passing any rocks and boulders, taking up a really big footprint, grounding and anchoring yourself down into this earth surface below. Spreading wider, sinking deeper yet. And then allowing through our breath, on every inhale, drawing up nutrients, healing energy, and wisdom from Mother Nature, Mother Earth, back up through our roots with every inhale. Feeling this healing, this powerful, positive energy traveling up our roots back to our physical body with every inhale. And with every exhale, just allowing any tension, any stress, any worry to release and travel out through our roots, out into Mother Earth, releasing with love, letting go of anything that isn't serving us right now. Inhaling and drawing the nutrients, exhaling, releasing the tension. Bringing your awareness now up to your heart center, up to your heart space. Just imagining a beautiful flower bud right in the center of your heart space. And then again, directing our breath. And with every exhale, just imagining this beautiful flower bud beginning to open its petals. Petal by petal, layer by layer, until this beautiful flower blooms and blossoms in fullness. This is a signaling to our heart space that it is safe to open wide now. Imagining this beautiful light traveling from us through the petals and the center of this flower out into the world, allowing our light to shine out through this flower, out and filling the room that we sit in, filling up the house or the building that we're in, and extending far beyond what we can see, allowing our light to reach out into the world. Sharing collectively in this space our own healing positive energy, trusting that it's safe to do so now. And I invite you now just to begin to drift away from your body, drifting away from the room in this present moment, and drifting off to a beautiful space and time when you find yourself sitting on the edge of a beautiful slate stone. Your feet are dangling in a pond, in a water oasis, and you're surrounded in a mystical and magical rainforest. Just noticing this slate stone that you're sitting on, the coolness under your legs, just noticing the way the water feels as you dangle your feet up to your ankles in this warm water. And beginning to notice and take in with all of your senses this absolutely incredible surrounding in this rainforest. There are layers and layers of lush trees and shrubs, plants and foliage all around this beautiful water oasis. You notice the different textures of all the plants and the variety of colors. Mother Nature's rainbow all around you. As you take in a refreshing breath, you smell the freshness of the water and the earthiness of all of this nature around you. And as you look up, you can feel the warm sun rays on your skin, kissing against your thighs, your arms, your chest. The warm sun rays touching your forehead, your nose, your eyelids, your cheeks and lips. It just feels so good to be here in this moment. And as you look out into this beautiful water oasis, you notice some gorgeous colors. There's aquas and turquoise, this shimmering blue and green. The water is clear. And this little oasis set out here perfectly for you, just for you. And the water feels just so inviting on your feet and on your ankles that you decide to slip off, slowly off this slate rock. And you stand up in the water, and the water starts to come up past your shins, past your calves, past your knees. You slowly begin to wade in. Wading in a little bit deeper, up to your thighs, and your hands touch the water. And you just allow the water to swirl and move in between your fingers. It feels so refreshing. It's the perfect temperature for you. Wading in a little bit deeper now, in between your thighs, up to your waist, past your forearms, up to your elbows. And you just feel this sense of playfulness take over in you. A youthfulness, a lightness, a freedom flowing through you in this moment. So filled with joy that you decide to take a little dive under this water now. And so you dive under and you feel the water come over your skin, over your hair, coming back up to surface, and just feeling the water trickling off your face, off your eyes, down your hair, feeling it on your shoulders, on your chest. And you just begin to wade and swim, swaying back and forth gently, up to your neck in this beautiful water. And you look around and it's so clear, just gorgeous. And in this moment, you just remember what's real, how abundant this world is for us, for you. Looking out at Mother Nature's example of the pace, of the gentle flow, of the richness that is here for us. And up ahead, you notice a little waterfall trickling down with an opening underneath it. And under it, there's this light little mist that's settling around the water. And you see rainbow colors in through this mist. And this little waterfall just looks so inviting that you make your way over to it now. And as you come up to it, you just allow the water to trickle over your head, down over your eyelids, your face, your lips, kind of like a gentle massage on your head. The water trickles down your hair. And you just take it all in this moment. Just take it all in. This moment of pure enjoyment. And I invite you just for the next few minutes to just bask in this beautiful oasis, holding the vision, the feeling of your senses, enjoying this moment for as long as you can, returning to your breath anytime that you need to. And I'll signal when it's time to return back. Enjoy. Beautiful job. Just slowly and gently beginning to bring your awareness back into your body, bringing back in your breath. Feeling yourself return back into this present moment ever so gently and slowly. And if it feels good for you, I invite you just to place your hands over your heart center. And just take a moment to connect connect with this body vessel, and just share a moment of gratitude and love, thanking it for all it's doing to protect us. It's doing the best job that it can to keep us safe. And just showing reverence and gratitude for that. And making a little promise or pledge that we will do whatever we can to support it. That we've got its back. We're here in relationship together. Beautiful. And when you feel ready, you can open your eyes. Come back into the moment. Welcome back. Beautiful. Hopefully you're doing well. Again, releasing any expectations of what that needed to look like or feel like for you. Just allowing it to be. knowing that even if there were lots of clouds coming in, lots of distracted thoughts throughout that, you still did some really good for your body, you know, through that, those moments of rest. We are recovering. We're recovering from all we've been through. You've been through a lot. We all have over the last little while. And so you just did something really beautiful and good for yourself. So honor that. Great job. So I invite any questions or any comments in the group chat, or if you'd like to come on video or unmute yourself and ask a question, I invite it for sure. I just wanted to leave a little bit of space for any questions if anyone had any. So please let me know. Let me know how you're feeling after that meditation. I'll leave some space for that. Maybe everyone's still relaxed, super relaxed. Well, I'll just share a few last moments of, oh, thank you, Kate. Feeling so much calmer than when I sat down. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. I'm so glad to hear that. Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure. I feel even calmer than when I sat down too. There's something really special when we connect together in these moments, right? And share energy and are here for each other, right? Here for each other to learn from each other and just be together. So I'm thankful, and I receive back just as much from all of you being here for myself as well. So thank you. If there's anything more, please add it to the chat. I was just going to mention a couple closing remarks that I really truly believe that, you know, our children, our spouses, our friends, our community, everyone that we have influence over, the best thing that we can do to help them is to come from a place of feeling clear and calm within ourselves first. Our temptation is to rush through that and act, you know, and to act, right? To take action. But when we can't think clearly, the action gets a little muddled, and we've seen what that looks like from what's going on a little bit. And so the best thing that we can do to support others is to first take care of ourselves, and then encourage through our own example ways to help support them getting through it as well. So I know with my girls, 4 and 7 years old, you know, my 7-year-old, she does it's actually a guided children's hypnosis before bed. But we've been pulling that out a lot just to help her sleep, and also some tapping. There's some tapping for kids, which is a great resource as well. They're shorter, obviously, but just ways to help her self-regulate too. Of course, I needed to feel that first so that I could be the example for her. And, you know, that's all that we can do right now is take care of ourselves so that we can take care of others once we feel complete and whole. So again, just keeping that in mind, reaching out if you need any support. I am here. We are local here in Saskatchewan, Canada. And there is support here, right? If you need to just have a conversation, if you are really struggling with something and you just can't shake it and you need to talk to someone, reach out. I'm here and offering that for sure, to the best of my ability to offer that as support without any attachments. So I really am here as a resource, as well as I'm sure each other here in this group probably would be as well. So do not go through this alone, and you know, let's support each other as best we can. You're welcome, Christy. I'm so glad that you were able to come. Thanks so much. I am going to post this recording on, I'll post it on the Club Minx Facebook page, as well as my Dawn Wotherspoon Coaching Facebook page. So if you want to have it and use it again, like even fast forward the talk and just go to the meditation and use that as a resource, feel free to. If it worked for you and you feel like you connected with, you were there with me in that in that rainforest. It just felt good, and you want to use that as a resource, for sure, please do. I will post that, and you can have it. And then, like I said, please reach out if you have any questions, anything. But keep practicing, and yeah, let's stick together through this. I know we can, and I'm so thankful that you're here tonight. Thank you, everyone. You're welcome, Jennifer. Thank you very much. Yes, you're welcome, Desiree. I'm so glad that you're here. Okay, take care, everyone. I will connect with you soon. All right. Bye for now. Bye-bye.